Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts and welcome to the first week of 3 in my background techniques mini series. Today we are using inks and I have 2 videos for you, each featuring a different way that you can use your inks to create a great background. So in this video we're using distress inks. I've just got the little mini cubes here, but you could easily do this using your large ink pads as well. I'm just taken a selection of colours. You can choose any number of colours and any selection of colours, and I'm just laying them down on one of these heat resistant mats. This is like a really slippery kind of mat, so that it gives a really nice way to put down your ink without the ink absorbing in and disappearing, and also allowing you to be able to clean up easily afterwards as well. So as you can see here, I'm just creating a little rainbow effect, and then I'm taking some watercolor card. This was cut already by the pad to 5 by 7, so I'm just sort of placing that in the ink, allowing it to kind of just settle onto the page, and as you can see, it's created this great look. Now there was a little corner that wasn't quite done, so I'm just going to dunk that one corner back in, and as you can see, you can't even really tell that it needed doing. Then I've had a little clean up, and then I'm taking my distress ink mister bottle, and it's just got water in it, and I'm allowing it to drop quite large droplets of water onto my ink. Now you could miss this stage out if you wanted to, because literally all I'm doing here is showing you a couple of techniques of many that you could do using inks to create a great background. As you can see, it's dried off, it kind of settled quite a lot and moved around, and it's created a really lovely rainbow effect. I'm going to show you how I finished off the card. So all I'm doing here is cutting this down to make it 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, so that it will fit a 7 by 5 card when finished. I then took a piece of vellum. This is an A4 sheet, and I just cut off the width of the A4 a piece at 3.5 inches. I then took a piece of black cardstock to make my card base. I'm cutting it at 10 inches by 7 inches and then scoring at 5 inches to make that 7 by 5 card. I felt that the black would look really good, also because I know what I'm doing next, and I felt that this would accent really well together with the other element that I'm going to be doing. I then remembered that I had this great piece of rainbow paper, and I decided to cut that down to 9 3/4 by 6 3/4 roughly, and I just then put a piece of tape across the top edge there and just stuck that on that leading edge, and it made a fabulous complementary insert, which I think really is going to add something so nice to that. So now back to the front of our card and our vellum. In order to stick my vellum down, I need to create some little flaps that are going to go behind my background piece there. So I scored one part, and then I just folded the other edge lightly, and then I scored that. What you do need to make sure is that you're absolutely square when you do that line down, because if you're not, your piece of vellum will sit at an angle. Now before sticking my vellum flaps down onto my background, I need to stamp my sentiment. For that, I'm using this mega greetings set from Altenew and some Stays On ink. Because we're working on vellum, it's got quite a slippy surface, so you want something that's going to really stay stuck and not go all puddly on your vellum. And even then, as you can see, my stamp platform is a blessing, because it's such a big stamp that it still didn't 100% stamp, and it may be that I just didn't give it enough welly but I needed to go back and give it another go, which obviously I couldn't have done if I didn't have the stamp platform. But as you can see, once I'd got it right, it looks absolutely stunning. So then I just put a little bit of tape runner down the 2 flaps, and then I carefully put that around my rainbow background, which, as you can see, just softens that background a little and just makes it look really pretty, I think. So next I just put some adhesive onto the back of my background piece there and put that down onto my black card, and as you can see, it's just made a nice little matten layer which accents that black of the sentiment as well, and I think that just comes together really nicely. Then as a final touch, I wanted to add some sequins, and I decided to go rainbow on my sequins as well, and I picked out 6, 3 at the bottom there and 3 at the top, and I put them one from each of the rainbow colours, not the entire colours from the background, but so that they sat roughly in position where their own colour was. I felt that that just looked really nice, and just sort of put them in groups of 3 there like that, and I just thought that looked really attractive, just a really nice finishing touch, and I just stuck those down with a bit of Cosmic Shimmer glue, so really simple, and that will dry completely clear. So there it is done, the first of this week's 2 background technique cards featuring inks. Our second card will be on a separate video, so do make sure you hop on over and see that. The most simple way to do that is to go to the link below this video that will take you to the blog post for this week's videos, and it will have both of the videos on there for you. It will also have a ton of photos of both finished cards. As always, I do put a lot of photos, and it will also, again, as always, have a load of links for the products used. So I hope you've enjoyed this card. I hope you will pop on over and see the second video project for this week, and I also hope that you will enjoy this little mini series. But otherwise, for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.